Welcome everyone to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we're going to unlock something truly fundamental. If you just look at the universe around us, I mean everything from the water you drink to the lithium battery in your smartphone to the literal stars in the night sky, it is all built from a surprisingly limited set of building blocks. So let's dive right into this. Today, we're going to explore chemical nomenclature, and that is quite literally the foundational alphabet of the universe. So think about it like this. How could we possibly begin to read complex chemical compounds, which are basically the sentences of the chemical world, without first knowing the basic letters of the language, right? If I handed you a huge book written in a language you'd never seen before, you wouldn't just start trying to read the paragraphs, you'd start by learning the alphabet. Well, chemistry works exactly the same way. Before we can understand cool reactions and complex molecules, we absolutely must learn how to speak the language of chemistry. Okay, here's our roadmap for today. 1. Chemistry's alphabet. 2. The essential 51 elements. 3. The naming drama. And finally, number 4, how to master them. Let's jump right into Section 1, Chemistry's alphabet. Just like learning to spell words in English means you've got to memorize your ABCs, reading chemical formulas means we have to learn its specific scientific letters. Now, when you first look at a periodic table, it can be, frankly, pretty intimidating. The total number of known chemical elements is 118. Just imagine sitting down at a massive, incredibly complex keyboard where every single one of those 118 keys behaves entirely differently. It makes total sense if that number seems a bit overwhelming at first. But take a deep breath, because I've got some great news. You absolutely do not need to memorize all 118 right now. For introductory chemistry, the number you actually need to focus on is just 51. That's right, 51 essential elements. We can completely set aside the super heavy ones like rutherfordium or unooctium for now. Mastering just these 51 is going to give you everything you need to succeed. Which brings us to Section 2, the essential 51 elements. Let's look a bit closer at this focused hit list of critical building blocks. Let's look at how these symbols relate to their names. We've got some highly recognizable examples that make perfect intuitive sense, right? Element number 1 is hydrogen, symbol H. Element 8 is oxygen, symbol O. Super easy. But then notice the bottom two. Gold is AU and lead is PB. Like, where did the A and the P even come from? Well, a lot of elements actually use symbols derived from their ancient Latin names. So it's Rm for gold and plumbum for lead. You're going to see this elsewhere too, like Na for sodium from natrium or Fe for iron from ferrum. The point is, you can't just guess the symbol based on the English name every single time. So our main learning objective for this foundational phase is super straightforward. You must be able to recognize the symbols and know the names of these 51 specific elements. If I say sodium, you need to instantly picture Na. If you see K, your brain needs to immediately say potassium. This two-way street of recognition is literally the key that unlocks the rest of chemistry. Now let's pivot a bit to Section 3, the naming drama. We're going from what the elements are to the fascinating history of how they actually got those names. Have you ever wondered who actually gets to decide that hydrogen is called hydrogen? Enter IUPAC. That stands for the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. You can think of them as the ultimate referees of the chemistry world. They're this international federation representing chemists all across the globe, and one of their biggest jobs is the standardization of chemical nomenclature. Without them, scientific communication would just be total chaos. They make sure that a scientist in Tokyo and a scientist in Toronto are speaking the exact same chemical language. When it comes to naming a brand new element, IUPAC generally adopts the name chosen by the discoverer. And they usually stick to a few common themes. They might name it after a specific place, like Americaceum or Californium. They might highlight a really unique property of the element, or they might just honor a famous titan of science, like Einsteinium or Mendelevium. It's basically a way of permanently etching history right into the periodic table. But honestly, history isn't always neat and tidy. Sometimes, this naming process has sparked intense, bitter controversy. Picture this. You've got two different, brilliant research groups, maybe on totally opposite sides of the world, and they simultaneously smash atoms together and discover the exact same new element. Both groups passionately claim the discovery, and obviously, both groups claim the privilege of naming it. These rivalries have actually delayed the official naming of certain elements for a long time, while IUPAC had to step in, sort through all the complex data, and declare a winner. So yeah, there is some real human drama hiding behind those tiny boxes. All right, so we know what they are and how they got their names. Let's move into our final section, Section 4, How to Master Them. I'm going to give you a highly effective, tried and true study method. It is definitely old school, but it works perfectly for building that rapid muscle memory. Step 1, get a stack of small cue cards, flashcards. Step 2, write the name of the element on one side, let's say magnesium. Step 3, write its symbol on the exact opposite side, Mg. Step 4, make a complete set for just those 51 essential elements and quiz yourself every single day. Don't try to cram the whole table in one night. Just do a few minutes every morning. Look at the symbol, say the name out loud. Look at the name, say the symbol. This kind of active recall is exactly how you rewire your brain to fluently read chemistry. And why are we doing all this? I want to leave you with a quote straight from our textbook materials. Knowing the names and recognizing the symbol will help them be familiar with the common elements and compounds they may encounter in their daily lives. That is the ultimate why right there. Mastering these 51 elements isn't just about passing some intro chemistry test. It actually empowers you to navigate the real world. When you read the ingredients on a cereal box and see Fe for iron fortification, or when you look at the lithium Li battery of your electric car, or check the label on a household cleaner and spot sodium Na, you'll be able to read the chemical compounds you interact with every single day. You are literally learning to decode your own reality. So I want to challenge you as you step away from this explainer today. Keep your eyes open. Look at your vitamin bottle, check out the ingredients in your toothpaste, or even just glance at a piece of jewelry. Which element symbol will you decode next in your daily life? Dive into those cue cards, master your 51 elements, and I promise you, you're going to start seeing the alphabet of the universe everywhere you look. Happy studying!